Welcome to Tea Time with Ava. Today we have our special guest, Franklin. And Franklin writes some children's books. I want to hold up one of them, this one here. So he's written 3 children's books here. And we're just going to interview Franklin today and go discuss the books, and maybe you might want to read a little snippet out of one of the books.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. I love to show support to the community, so
I appreciate that.
any chance we get, thank you. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I'm originally from Houston. Moved out here to Dallas about 2 years ago, and just helping out my mom and selling my books out here, and I started, kind of developed a new life out here. I started writing when I was 21 years old. I'm still 21. I turned 22 in April, and my first 2 books, they came out at the same time last year, and this is my latest one. It came out in August, last August.
Okay, and let's see, what are the names of the books, just so everyone can...
So this one is Franklin the Helper, Just Be Yourself. It teaches a young boy named Christian who's having a hard time at summer camp making friends, and he just wants to fit in so badly. But my character, Franklin the Helper, he teaches him that to fit in and make the right friends. You just be yourself, just be who you are naturally, and you don't have to be something you're not to fit in or make friends. And this one, Franklin the Helper, bullies made David cry. David's getting bullied at school, and he doesn't really know how to handle his emotions or his feelings in the situation. So my character, Franklin the Helper, he comes to him and he just tells him how to pray for the bullies and how to deal with the situation in a positive, like non-violent way.
That's nice.
And so in this one, the color of my skin doesn't blend in. It's loosely based on my experience growing up in Houston, because I went to a private school for 2 years, and I kind of dealt with like racism. But it's really about my cousin, her experience. Her name is Tate in Louisiana, what she went through. I wrote it about her, and just spread light on what young black kids go through. Because when people think of racism, they usually think of adults, but
Yes.
like kids definitely deal with it amongst other kids.
Yes, because it's taught somewhere. You learn it as a child, and a lot of people don't think about that.
Definitely.
So that's very important to learn. So let me ask you, how old were you when you started writing?
So I started writing actually 21 really. I was always writing, if I had to write before that, it was always for like school. I never just was a writer just for fun and just my spare time. But I started, last year, 21, when I started writing books.
So what was your inspiration?
So like in school, my teachers, they always told me I was a good writer, like ever since about 3rd grade. And one day my mom texted me, you should write a book, and she showed me how like to get it published and like a physical copy, like to make a book into reality. So I was just like, I think it would be cool to write a book. That was kind of my motivation. Not a lot of people can say they've written and published a book, but I wanted to make my books like helpful.
Yes.
I didn't want to just write a story like like Green Eggs and Ham, or there's nothing wrong with that book,
Right.
but I want to like if I was gonna do it, I kind of want to make an impact. I thought it'd be cooler just to like have something that could benefit somebody.
Like life lessons.
Exactly, and they could learn something out of my book and carry it with them for the rest of like their life.
That's nice.
Pretty cool.
That's wonderful, because I see a lot of books written, but not too many. There have been more frequently, but not too many for the African American community. And this is nice. We need to spread the word about your books. Like, where can we purchase your books?
So if you go to franklinthehelper.com, www.franklinthehelper.com, you'll be able to purchase and donate. I donate my books to like people will buy a book but don't have any kids or no one to give it to you, so they'll be like, you can donate it. So I've donated about 100 books so far to churches, schools, homeless shelters, foster care organizations, just anything that helps or benefits children. I've donated my books there. So yeah, you can purchase or donate at franklinthehelper.com.
Oh, that's really nice. And is there anything else that you think that everyone needs to know about your books, about you, about your path to writing the books? Anything you think that they need to know?
Just that I have a lot more coming out.
Oh.
All the same type of books that help people with different various topics, that deal with mental and emotional health. So yeah, I should have 4 more books coming out this year.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, 4 books coming out this year. I'll definitely have to get copies of those books because I picked up these books for my nephew, and so I'll have to get the rest of the books when they come out. We'll definitely keep in touch about that. So, one other thing I do want to ask you, may we hear something from one of your books?
Yeah, I definitely would love to read it. I'll read my bestseller, like this is the most popular one, the Just Be Yourself.
Okay.
So, Christian's first day of camp didn't go as planned. He needed help, but no one would give him a hand. Everyone else had friends, but he felt alone. He tried to fit in, but he still felt unknown. Christian went to his room and laid down. Feeling sad, he looked up to God and started to sob. What do I have to do to make a friend? He desperately asked as he laid in his bed. That's when he called his friend Franklin, who came to his side with great advice to provide. Franklin said, "Be yourself and don't try to be like anybody else. Focus on being the best version of you. You will make the right friends and you'll be happy when you do." And so from basically there, like he goes back to camp the next day, and he doesn't feel as pressured to make friends or fit in. Like at one point he does something like dumb to try to like impress the other kids. But then he remembers what Franklin said, and that rounds off the book, and it ends with the it ends with Bible verse 1 Chronicles 16:11. Depend on the Lord for strength. Always go to Him for help.
I like
A verse of encouragement.
I like that a lot. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's not often, and I say young people because I'm 44 years old. I'm probably in your mother's age group, but it's not often that young people are inspired to write books like this and refer to the Bible. And I think it's very good to have a strong faith, strong background, whatever your faith is, religion is. I think it's very important to have that strong background. So I'm really proud of you. I know your mother's proud of you. Everybody's proud of you. And I thank you for reading that book. And
Absolutely. One thing I want to do, because I never get to, I want to give just a shout out to the illustrator, M. Talha Malik and Irfan Booty. Yeah, those are my illustrators, because like they played a big part in helping make it too. Because I can't draw at all, so like, I tell them like what I want on each page, and they bring it to life for me.
These are nice too. I think it's really cute. Everything looks good, and it's very professional. And how much do your books usually go for?
$15 per book.
Okay, so I will definitely send people there. So what was that website again?
www.franklinthehelper.com.
Okay, so www.franklinthehelper.com. And do you think there's anything that I might have missed today? Because today is about you and your books.
Nah, I just couldn't do it without my mom. Like, she's a very instrumental role in like all of this. So give a shout out to my mom and like my family just for supporting me, and Jesus, of course. That's really it.
Thank you so much for being on our